Okay, if we're being honest, when we sort of exuberantly say Big Ten football is back, like, don't we mostly mean Ohio State football is back in play? Because while Trevor Lawrence may be the preeminent big-name quarterback in college football, Justin Fields serves capably as a great B option, a vocal proponent in expressing his desire for the conference to reverse course in their season suspension. Fields looks ready to dominate a season that he fought so hard to play. He sat down with Kirk Herbstreit ahead of his season kickoff tomorrow with Nebraska.
I just think Justin Fields is such a gamer.
This young man is a freak.
The way he can just flick it, the way he moves, and he sees the field so well.
This dude is one of the best players in college football.
You're looking lean and mean.
Yeah, trying to. I went completely plant-based in the offseason. At the end of last year, I was about 230, maybe like 231, 232, but now I'm about like 218 to 220.
Do you feel quicker? Do you feel different?
I feel way quicker, and I feel like stronger, and that I can move my body way more. So I feel way better when it comes to like running and just moving.
Fields scans downfield, fires to the end zone. It's intercepted, and the Tigers are not going to be dethroned tonight.
What does that game and walking off of that field, what memory stands out? That was the last time you put on a uniform.
Yeah, I try not to remember it too much, but of course it comes back every now and then. But really, just taking that from last year is just what could have been. I think that situation happening to us really drove us in the offseason, and our team has definitely been fueled from that. And we've kind of had that chip on our shoulder this whole offseason.
Breaking news.
The Big Ten Conference announced postponement of the 2021 fall sports season.
When you got the news that the Big Ten would not be playing and some of the other conferences were still pressing on, what was that initial news like for you and your teammates? It
was, of course, shocking. And to be honest, I really didn't know how to react, because this was going to be the first year of my life that I didn't have football and I didn't have the game that I love to play. So we just had to be there for each other in terms of sticking with each other and making sure we're all trying to stay on the right track. And I think that time period actually helped us, improve on ourselves and our individual crafts.
Everyone's expected this young man to just go out there and tear it up.
He will certainly be in the conversation right at the top of it by season's end.
You're a potential top 5 pick, and this is before the Big Ten decided to come back. There were a lot of guys in the Big Ten that were leaving. You decided to not even kind of test those waters. Why?
I felt like I didn't really need to rush into a decision to opt out. I felt like I wasn't really ready for my next game to be in the NFL, to be honest with you. I mean, of course, we came off that loss to Clemson, and of course, you don't want to end your college career that way.
It's a good football player. Can't wait to watch the Big Ten this week, and always enjoy catching up with Trevor Matich on a Friday to break down some of the best players and best matchups in college football. We're going to start with Justin Fields and the Buckeyes. What makes him so difficult to defend?
Matt, everything he does is not at a high level. It's an elite level. For example, as a runner, his core strength and his moves are like a top running back. And so when he gets a free runner blitzing, it's not a big deal for him to make a miss at the back of the pocket. But on this play, that's not the least of his worries, because he's about to get hit in the face by a D lineman. But watch that left leg, the one that's in the air. He'll drive it straight ahead, no stutter steps. And that D lineman is wondering, who in the world can make a power move like that? Well, very few people in the world can make a power move like that, especially quarterbacks. Now, as a passer, the first thing that jumps out is his ball placement. And this has to be perfect because of the coverage. And Matt, how'd he do?
Perfect.
Yeah, not bad. It's not just, though, the placement. It's the way he manipulates trajectory and then the energy of the ball to get it to go where he wants it to go. Now, very few college quarterbacks can make this throw from this angle. And it can't just be the St. Louis arch up and down. It's got to carry energy to this point and then lose it all at once so that it will drop on that pylon before the receiver runs out of bounds. Everything he does is at the highest level, so you can't defend anything.
What's scary is that was year 1 of the Ryan Day offense. Can't wait to see what he does in year 2 and taking that step, perhaps being a top 5 pick in the NFL draft. The Buckeyes host Nebraska tomorrow. They're probably going to have to put a parental warning on that game. Buckeyes, the clear favorite to win the Big Ten. who might challenge them, because the numbers say the Big Ten has the best chance of getting 2 teams in the playoffs.
Yeah, and Matt, a lot of people like Wisconsin, but I think they've lost too much on offense. I think Penn State has the best chance. I like their defense coming back, even without linebacker Micah Parsons. But I think quarterback Sean Clifford has the ability to really flourish this year, especially throwing to his tight end, Pat Freiermuth. Now, he's got to get some new wide receivers step up, but their new offensive coordinator came in from Minnesota, Kirk Herbstreit, and he's responsible in part for Tanner Morgan's resurgence in Minnesota last year. And they expect his blend of the RPO offense to do the same thing for Clifford. To beat Ohio State, you have to keep up scoring, and Penn State's got a chance.
I don't want to look too far ahead. Halloween night, though, we've got Ohio State, Penn State. That should be a good dictator of who and what.
And that makes this game against Indiana for Penn State a trap game in week 1.
There you
go. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.